What's in a name? Everything. The power of a name has long been immortalized in prose, poetry, and history. It is your face to the world, your ambassador of quality that reflects your ideals and aspirations. Thompson's, a name, a family, a tradition of excellence. So it is with Thompson's Certified Center, where there are 3 very good reasons to buy your next used car at Thompson's. Reason 1, selection. As the biggest Toyota and GMC dealer in the area, we have a constant flow of late model trade-ins to select the cream of the crop for our certified used car center. Reason 2, price. One price, the best price. If you find the same vehicle in like condition and mileage at a better price, we'll meet and beat that price. Reason 3, value. All our certified vehicles undergo a 160-point inspection by factory-trained technicians and are serviced and reconditioned to our highest standards before they are put up for sale. Thompson's Certified Center, where you'll always be treated like family.
I've been floating, I've been flying, I've been laughing, I've been smiling since you wrapped me in this sensation.
Hey everybody, welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Tracy Sellers, and as you can see, I have a huge table of food in front of me that I can't wait to eat. But before that, I want to show you our first story. It involves a family that is having a lot of fun in the sun. You'll see what I mean. Here in California, we're fortunate enough to have some of the best weather around. Days are often filled with a lot of this, sunshine. So why not put that sun to work? Well, that's exactly the thought the Traina family had when they left Italy way back in 1926 for greener pastures in Northern California. They wanted to branch out from their grocery store business, so they started doing what other farmers were doing in the area, sun-drying fruit.
As time went on, we bought properties and started buying fruit from other growers and got into the drying business.
Now, almost 90 years later, the Traina family is still drying fruit the old-fashioned way, but with some modern technology thrown in there too. Today, it's Justin's children, Willie and Vicky, who are looking after the family business that has grown leaps and bounds since it was first started. Over the years, they've dried a variety of fruit, but their biggest success has been returning to their Italian roots and drying a favorite at their family dinner table, tomatoes.
About 1990, we just, knowing that it was a popular item in Italy and seeing a little bit done in California, we started drying it and trying it different ways.
And it eventually grew into this, a sea of red during harvest time, where at any one time, 30,000 trays of tomatoes are drying over 12 acres. Today, Traina Foods is one of the largest dryers of fruits and vegetables in the country. And although these tomatoes are dried, they still are some of the freshest around. That's because they are picked at the peak of freshness and then trucked into Traina headquarters in Patterson. Here they are washed, sorted, and inspected every step of the way.
Here, what we're doing is we're making sure the tomatoes are face up, or cut side up, and that way they can dry properly. So the sorters are making sure there's no stems. The tomatoes are all faced up and the tomato trays are nice and full. So here we're doing some sorting after the product's first dried, going through a vibratory machine that's trying to take out anything that shouldn't be in there. And then the sorters are looking for anything that's discolored, stems possibly, or anything that we don't want in the process at this point.
After the best tomatoes make the cut, so to speak, they're then placed on these wooden trays and put into the curing room. They're then left out in the sun for 7 to 10 days to let it do its magic and make these into some really red-hot tomatoes.
We really struggled to move them the first year, and that was being about 1990. And the second year, we started moving a few. People started getting the idea of how to use them. all of a sudden you'd have a show coming out and saying something about sun-dried tomatoes. Seinfeld said something in one of their shows on sun-dried tomatoes. By 1992, we could not keep up with what the demand was.
In addition to the tomatoes, the family still dries a variety of fruits for cereals and granola bars and a whole host of other products. But after years of supplying restaurants and other companies with their sun-dried produce, the family decided it was time to put their name on their own product. But what would they create? Well, like many other decisions, the siblings, Vicky, Willie, and their brother Joe, who runs their family restaurant in Modesto, came up with an idea.
And then one day we're sitting at the table and we're like, you know what would be awesome is sun-dried tomato ketchup. Because sun-dried tomatoes are just intense in flavor. So we thought if we could create a sun-dried tomato ketchup, it would be more tomato ketchup.
So the family decided to literally bottle their success with tomatoes and came up with this sun-dried tomato ketchup that is packed with California sun-dried tomatoes. In fact, each bottle has about 4 pounds of fresh tomatoes in it. The intensely flavored tomatoes become the basis of this gourmet blend that combines the old world tradition of sun-drying with a classic ketchup recipe.
And what we came up with is a ketchup of tomato intensity, and it's real, and we're excited because we didn't really know what we were going to come up with when we started. You know, we thought it sounded good, but would it really be as good as it sounded? This is the sun-dried tomato ketchup.
Okay, let's try this. Gotta try this. Okay, that's good. Brand X, we'll say.
Brand X represent many brands because they all kind of.
It's so funny. There's not much taste with the regular ketchup.
Yeah.
But I never noticed that until I tried the two
less
together.
Tomato in that and more sugar in that.
Look at
Basically, sun-dried tomatoes cooked down to perfection. Oh, isn't that good?
that. It's great. Oh my God. The sales are coming in already.
You know, we're about, you know, creating a product that people can be proud of, and more important, that our family is proud of.
With all of their products, the family remains committed to their roots in creating products the old-fashioned way. And by combining their years of experience with family tradition and state-of-the-art technology, they're hoping to create a special recipe for success that everyone can enjoy well into the future.
We do produce the best products in the world. I mean, we really care about what we do here.
Ciao, good morning. I'm Fabrizio Cercatore and today we are here at Italian. We're going to make a couple of pizza. We start from one of my favorite, that is a ligabue with pesto, because pesto is where I'm from, so it's one of my favorite pizza to make. Okay, this is a pretty simple pizza to make. Stretch the dough. Mozzarella cheese all around, and today we will put like a different version of the ligabue. We will add the sun-dried tomatoes. This is a perfect combination because between Italy and California, sun-dried tomatoes from California and later pesto from Italy. Okay. Okay, in this oven the pizza will take about a minute to be ready, but if you cook at home with a good stone, you probably take like a couple of minutes, 3 minutes at 450 degrees at the oven at home. This one will be is about 700 degrees, so it will be like quicker. Now that the pizza is nicely cooked, we will add fresh pesto. Roasted pineapple and some pecorino romano cheese. And the pizza is ready now. Buon appetito!
All the details on how to make that pizza are on our website, californiabountiful.com. So check it out when you get a second. And I'm going to start eating my pizza, but stay with us. There's more California Bountiful coming right up.
Patrick Mulvaney, and my wife Bobbin and I own Mulvaney's Building and Loan. It's a restaurant, banquet hall, and a catering facility here in Sacramento, California. Focus on local, seasonal food. So our menu changes every day, and it all depends on what the farmer brings in the front door. Every day brings a new excitement here because of the farmers that are around here. Everybody brings it in here to our restaurant so that we can put it on a fork, and our guests get to enjoy it.
Welcome back to California Bountiful. You know, we recently found a company that is connecting local farmers with their local communities. Here's their story. Talk to folks who call the tiny Central Valley town of Springville home, and they'll swear there must be citrus running through the veins of Wes Moss. His family farming operation has been going strong for more than a century now and doesn't look to slow down anytime soon. And it's all thanks to the ingenuity of his late father.
This particular area where he bought our ranch now, it is kind of a little microclimate where we have a natural tropical wind that kind of goes through here. If California has problems with a cold snap, we're the very last ones to freeze of anyone in California.
To stay profitable, he and his stepfather have diversified a bit with other crops in recent years. But whether it's geography or good old-fashioned farming know-how, their citrus is what the Pleasant Valley Ranch is known for. The self-professed world's most delicious fruit, their citrus won the 1908 World Expo Prize for being the best in the land.
Anyone can hypothesize why something is so much better than something else, but I really think a lot of it has to do with this particular area where we're at. We have just a really magical spot for citrus.
But as any successful farmer will tell you, having great tasting fruit is only half of the equation. The other half to staying in business is getting it to the people to enjoy, which is why Wes and other growers are happy to have found a home in the heart of the city. Today, it's USF of all places. The university is one of 500 catering locations across the country run by the Bon Appetit Food Management Company. Founded in 1987, it strives to give folks the best food they can, all from local farmers and prepared by world-class chefs. And at events like this one, students have the rare opportunity to meet the people responsible for turning their ordinary college cafeteria into a restaurant-style experience.
I'm really happy to see that there's a lot of momentum behind the Eat Local movement. One of the things that is so evident in that is Bon Appetit, one of the largest catering companies. You know, they're using very sustainable practices within their corporate structure.
Our messaging in education to our consumers is really critical. And the more we can educate consumers on food choices and what they're eating to make sure that it's safe and it's healthy and it's good for their bodies, and also good for not only the environment but the communities in which they live, the better off we all are.
Buying local isn't just a catchphrase here. Using the freshest, best ingredients and sourcing from local farmers like Wes is the only choice for these Bon Appetit chefs. Finding produce within a 150-mile radius, reducing their carbon footprint, and sourcing only from farms that practice good animal husbandry are just a few of the beliefs the company was founded on and what they continue to tout. One of the first to pioneer the farm-to-fork concept, the company believes the choice is about investing in the future of the food supply and in the health of their local communities, which includes local farmers.
It's kind of a neat way to look at food. It's not just cooking and making things taste good, which we do every day, but also being a little more socially conscious in a lot of ways.
I think it's pretty good, because I've been to a bunch of my friends' schools and their cafeterias gross me out. I'm just this sucks. And this one does a really good job of being healthy, so I'm I'm down, so it's cool.
I think it's such a good idea. It was great to have all these farmers and producers come and bring out their all their stuff. I love it.
Sustainable, fresh, local, and healthy. Together, these partners in produce are hoping the food choices we make now will impact our farmers in the future.
Can't be something that we're just thinking about for our generation, or our son or our daughter's generation, or even just our granddaughters. You have to look at the broader scope of things and realize that you have to safeguard your resources for everyone on down the line after you.
You know, the Bon Appetit Management Company says that they serve 150 million people nationwide every year. That's something to drink to, huh? Well, speaking of California wine, we are taking you to a hidden wine region of California. That's next.
Hi, my name is John Ledbetter. I work at Boca Nova Restaurant in Jack London Square, Oakland, California. I love cooking with simple ingredients, seasonal ingredients. I like using the right things at the right times, and I like to do 10 ingredients or less, preferably always. What we do in this business is we highlight food, and you can't highlight food unless you're using the best of what you can get. And if you can't do that, you should either try to do it or you should go do something else.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
Farm Bureau members can save money on their auto insurance by switching to Nationwide Insurance. Talk to your agent or call 877-NATIONWIDE today.
For 6 generations now, these Delta winemakers have been farming the only way they know how, through hard work, dedication, and a whole lot of help from family. An area better known for boat cruising than agriculture, the Delta region holds a secret: the town of Clarksburg. A mere 15 miles from downtown Sacramento is a bustling wine region full of promise. The tiny appellation is growing in prominence for several reasons: a fabulous climate, a refurbished town center at the historic sugar mill, and above all, the perseverance of local farming families, including the Herringers. Embedded in the Clarksburg area for 140 years now, the family has grown everything from wheat to corn to tomatoes to even sugar beets that they sold to the nearby sugar mill back when it was an actual working mill. But these days, it's grapes that are the focal point of this family's farming operation.
We have farmed just about everything that you could farm in this district, probably as many as 20 or 25 different crops. And just in the mid-70s, planted some vineyards and got started in wine grapes.
In recent years, Steve has been joined by his son Mike, who left a promising career in the criminal justice system to return to life on the farm. He says the connections he felt to the land, to his community, and to his family were just too strong to ignore.
I love making wine. When I'm talking to folks that are interested in the wine, it's easy for me because I'm very passionate about what I do, and the history and the legacy that we have here is very close to my heart.
So he's been trying experimental blocks of this and that, and just to be able to improve our quality all the time. It's just doing a great job with that. So he's smarter than I am too. That's there, I've said it.
The taste, the labor, the hours, it can only mean one thing around these parts. It's harvest time for the Herringer boys.
Yeah, take some of these and pop them in your mouth, and it's just like eating candy. Nice and sweet, lots of flavor. This is as good as it gets in California.
This is one of our biggest red varieties that we do. We have Petite Syrah and Dorado and Petit Verdot. This is one of the latest ripening varieties.
Hey, this is a great time of year. We always look forward to harvest. You know, we work all year long.
Mike and his family now produce about 1,200 cases of wine a year. Everything from Chardonnay to Zinfandel to their award-winning Petite Syrah. But Mike will be the first to tell you his job isn't just about growing grapes and making wine.
Yeah.
It's about selling his story. Something he gets to do at his family winery, which is located where else but in the town's famous sugar mill.
What our family has done here is just so, I mean, it's rare. It's rare in California, it's rare in the United States. And the legacy that my grandparents and great-grandparents have left is the awesome, it's history and it's ag. And, you know, people are losing the connection every day to ag.
The family gets to share their legacy with loyal members of their wine club at events throughout the year. And during these busy times, everyone takes part. Mike and Steve work the room, pouring wine and educating folks in equal amounts. Mike's mom is in charge of the food, and sister Stacy is in charge of the wine club. Here, visitors are like extended members of the family, invited in for the day of fun, education, and, oh yeah, a little wine too.
What do you think of all this, Grandpa?
Well, I'm telling you, I think kids are nuts, but that's beside the
One thing great about being a small family-owned winery, you got, you know, I'm the winemaker, the busboy, the stalker.
The message in a bottle around these parts is growing on a lifetime of tradition, and it's easy to see why they've stayed in business for more than a century now. Good wine, good farming, good old family determination with a good story that, like their wine, is just getting better by the year.
People love the history, they love the story, and then we get to the wine, which is, you know, awesome. It kind of completes the whole circle. So it's been awesome.
You know, speaking of grapes, here's a really unique recipe for grapes. It's from our friend Chef Carlo at Comstock Saloon in San Francisco.
Hi, I'm Carlo. I'm the chef at the Comstock Saloon, and today we're going to make pickled grapes. This is a really simple recipe, and pickles, I think to a lot of people can be very intimidating, but this is something that easy to make. It's really delicious, it's really unique, and it can keep for a long time and has a lot of different applications. All you really have to do, take your pot. I have 2.5 cups of red wine vinegar. And equal parts sugar, so there's 2.5 cups of sugar. And that's the base of the pickle right there. And at that point, you just add any kind of spices that you want. In this case, because of the grapes, I like using some warm spices. So there's a little dried chili, cinnamon stick, juniper, black pepper, and a single clove. Cloves I like going very light on because they have such a strong flavor. They can kind of take over a whole dish sometimes. Take this into your pot. All you have to do is mix this up. We go over to the stove. You take this, you bring it up to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn it off, let it cool back to room temperature, and you're done. And with the grapes, it's kind of easier to break them up as opposed to being one large bunch, breaking up into smaller little clusters, like so. I kind of like keeping them on a little bit of like a branch so they're all together. I think they look pretty on a plate when they're all together in like one small cluster as opposed to individual grapes. So after you let it cool for a few minutes, then it's ready to be poured over the grapes. I know jarring can seem very intimidating. Sometimes I like just to keep it really simple, and I'll use food grade plastic. I'll put the grapes in there, and I'll just pour the brine over the grapes. Smells good. That's it. You just let this sit until it completely cools down. Put a lid on it and throw it in your refrigerator. So this jar here is what I did last fall. People always ask, like, pickled grapes, that seems so unusual. What do you use that for? Honestly, there's actually a lot of different applications for this. You could use it in a salad. A traditional Waldorf salad has grapes, apples, and walnuts. Grapes are great in the fall, as are duck, and so this is a way to use some like cured duck along with some pickled grapes together. Then you can enjoy these like fall flavors, whether in the fall, spring, throughout the year. So this is the pickled grapes, the warm spices, and it's from the Comstock Saloon. We love pickled things here, so come on down.
And if you'd like that recipe, it's actually on our website, CaliforniaBountiful.com. And I'm going to keep eating, but you stay with us because there's more California Bountiful coming up.
My name is Patrick Mulvaney, and my wife Bobbin and I own Mulvaney's Building and Loan. It's a restaurant, banquet hall, and a catering facility here in Sacramento, California. Focus on local, seasonal food. So our menu changes every day, and it all depends on what the farmer brings in the front door. Every day brings a new excitement here because of the farmers that are around here. Everybody brings it in here to our restaurant so that we can put it on a fork, and our guests get to enjoy it.
You hear Nationwide is on your side all the time, but why should you believe it? Well, Nationwide Insurance puts their members first because they don't have shareholders. Plus, you can add features like vanishing deductible to your policy, and then take $100 off your deductible for every year of safe driving until your deductible could vanish completely. Deal. Nationwide is on your side.
Farm Bureau members can save money on their auto insurance by switching to Nationwide Insurance. Talk to your agent or call 877-NATIONWIDE today.
Welcome back to California Bountiful. We'd like to thank our friends up here at Visconti's in Folsom. They were the ones that supplied this beautiful table of food for us, and if it looks good, it is, because I've been eating it all show, I should tell you. And if you'd like more information about Visconti's, you can check them out at our website, CaliforniaBountiful.com. But we're all out of time for today's show, so I guess I gotta keep eating. We'll see you again next week. So one more slice, one more slice.